As an experienced, high-tech and high-quality brand, Völkl Snowboards especially appeals to riders consciously looking for the best materials and riding characteristics. All boards are the outcome of constant professional testing and refinement from our research and development department.
Split boarding just kicks ass. You get set up, you get ready, and then you just follow your rhythm and go to the spot.
For me it was a total new experience.
I really liked it.
It's got something special.
I was very surprised about how well it handles when you're riding it normally.
It's almost no difference with the normal board.
You can ride it really hard on slope and beside slopes.
Even at high speed I felt secure.
You didn't have the impression that it's kind of unstable or anything.
You can use it for freestyle action as well. And I already jumped some backcountry kickers with it and it worked.
The coolest thing about this board that it has edges both sides. So when you're traversing across a steep hill, you can actually dig your edges in and walk up nice and easily.
You don't need any tools to set it up. You don't have to take a screwdriver or something else with you. It's less stuff to carry around in the backcountry, I think.
The backcountry's yours with this super light split board. Just like the Cashew Split is the perfect choice for any backcountry adventure, thanks to maximum float and a weight-saving as well as eco-friendly no-topsheet construction. But at the same time, the board is not just a split cashew. Super light carbon saves additional weight for an easygoing hiking experience. Furthermore, the insert positions have a bit more set back, harmonized with the convex powder base for even more flotation. For better hiking characteristics, the flex is a bit stiffer than the Cashews too. Thanks to the unique Völkl Skin Pin System, you can set up the custom-fit skins within the blink of an eye. Only a few movements, and you convert your board into 2 wide touring skis, or the other way around.
Overall, very happy with the Cashew. Lots of recyclable material.
Most versatile.
Very impressed how it rides.
It's a hell of a blast to ride with this thing. Get one and get nasty on it. Kicks ass.
Check out our eco-friendly product range, all stuffed with award-winning technology, consisting of our backcountry freestyle machine, the Cashew, and its splitboard version as Cashew Split. Our freestyle weapon, the Vice SQD. For girls who like to rip, the Yavanna. And since this year, also the unique Soul Surfer. And of course, our legacy label Fashion line, completely made out of organic cotton. Trust 90 years of know-how in the snow sports industry. With this tutorial, we'll explain to you all single parts of the Cashew Split board. Even the Cashew Split comes already pre-assembled, with some personal adjustments like binding position and angle needing to be done. But no worries, all you need is a screwdriver, and it won't take all that long. First off, we recommend mounting the climbing heels. Place the climbing heel brackets into the lids and make sure the rubber bend faces upwards. Then you put the lid on top of the pad and down onto your board. Screw the climbing heels, lid, brackets and pad into the appropriate inserts, with the bend in the wire facing towards the nose. The climbing heels make it easier and more effective to hike in steep terrain. To do so, just fold up the brackets. But be sure to keep the brackets folded down when hiking in flat terrain for a more comfortable walk. The next step is screwing the touring brackets into the appropriate inserts on the board. To set up your binding and stance, you start off with mounting the pucks. Take the black rubber gaskets, stretch them slightly, and place them in the bottom of the pucks. Slide 2 pucks, including discs, into the H-shaped alignment guide. Make sure you use 1 disc each with parallel slots and 1 with the slots next to each other. Make sure the pucks lock up with the H-shaped guides. Put discs into the pucks and choose your desired stance angle. For angles larger than 37 degrees, use A marking. For angles smaller than 36 degrees, use the B marking. The disc with the slots next to each other must point towards the toe edge. Position H-shaped guide with the hole over the board's length axis center, and choose the right inserts for your desired stance width. Tighten the discs onto your board. Remove the H-shaped guide, slide the aluminium slider tracks completely over the pucks, and push the slider pins through the holes in the aluminium slider tracks to test the correct mounting of the pucks. If the slider pin doesn't go through the holes, you have to loosen the disc with the parallel slots and push it a little bit towards the other puck. To keep the pucks in line, you can press the aluminium slider track against the sides of the puck. Tighten the disc back onto the board, and now the slider pin should be easily going through the holes. The final step is mounting your binding onto the aluminium slider tracks. To do so, set the binding to a 0-angle stance, as the feet must be aligned straight when hiking. Position the rubber gaskets and aluminium slider track onto the bottom of the bindings and fix them with your own binding screws and the T-nuts coming with the split kit. Attach the slider pin onto your binding via the metal wire. Slide the fully assembled aluminium slider tracks, including the bindings, over the pucks mounted on the board. Place board on edge for easier mounting of the slider tracks from above. Secure their position with the slider pins pushed through the holes in the slider. Tips and tricks. To avoid damage to board and bindings, the bindings must not protrude too much from the slider tracks. The binding screws must be flush with the T-nut bottom, or else the slider tracks don't fit over the pucks. You may have to use shorter screws or thicker washers with your bindings. Be sure to get comfortable with the conversion between hike and ride mode before you go into the mountains for the first time. To avoid damage to the board, make sure the tip and tail clips are always completely closed when riding. Hike up. To set up your board for hiking, detach slider pin and pull off aluminium slider tracks, including bindings. Open tip and tail clips and take the board apart. Turn tip and tail clips as well as metal hooks inwards until they don't protrude anymore. Remove protective foil from skins. Use Völkl Skin Pin System to attach skins at nose and apply them over the entire board length to the tail. Attach aluminium slider tracks, including bindings, to the touring brackets and secure with slider pins. Ride down. Remove slider pins from touring brackets and pull off the aluminium slider tracks, including bindings. Take off the climbing skins, beginning at the tail, and cover the glued sides with the separating foil. Assemble the board back together by using the 4 metal hooks and the tip and tail clips. Finally, slide the aluminium sliders, including bindings, over the pucks and secure with slider pins. Make sure you check tightness of all screws prior to every tour, and ride safely. For more information, go to völklsnowboards.com.